You are already a chartered accountant. Why don't you want to continue your career in that field, where even the sky is not the limit?
When did the Bhopal gas tragedy happen?
You were part of the national integration camp. Who do you think can be credited for the integration of post-independence India?
Can you tell me what is twin deficit? Defense Ministry got the highest share and education got one of the lowest shares. So if it were to you, will you change this ratio or will you keep it as is?
We were recently talking about the Bhopal gas tragedy. Are you aware about the MC Mehta versus Union of India case? May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
ma'am. Good
Please
morning.
be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
Sir, my name is Anjani Mishra. I was born in Betul, currently living in Bhopal. I have done my schooling from Kendra Vidyalaya. Thereafter, my graduation from Barkatullah University, Bhopal. I am a chartered accountant by qualification. I also have 1.5 years of work experience working as a risk consultant in PwC Mumbai. My hobbies include writing, Hindi poetry and cooking.
Anjani, you are already a chartered accountant. Why don't you want to continue your career in that field, where even the sky is not the limit?
Sir, sky is not the limit in civil services as well, sir. Being a civil servant was always an aspiration. I think, sir, it will provide me a scale and authority to bring change in a lot of people's lives. As well, sir, my father is a police officer, so he has also encouraged and inspired me to join the services.
Anjani, suppose you get selected and in course of time you become district magistrate of any district of your area. Then the knowledge of cost accountancy which you have acquired, how are you going to utilize that knowledge while working as the district magistrate? In which areas you will utilize your knowledge?
Sir, commerce and accountancy is a building block in many administrative activities. The knowledge of budgeting will help me in revenue administration and preparation of budget, prioritizing the areas in which I would like to allocate the budget. Sir, understanding of business will also help me to attract more and more investors in my district. As well as, sir, the management knowledge that I have gained through business will help me in conflict resolution as well as management of the personnels.
There is a saying that spending more and spending better. There is a concept. How as district magistrate you will ensure that you spend better rather than spending more?
Yes, sir. So there are few things that I can take in consideration. Sir, like the zero-line budgeting concept, as well as performance-based outcome. On that basis, I will allocate the budget to different...
Okay. You must have read about cost-benefit analysis.
Yes, sir.
You tell me how this cost-benefit analysis will help you in selecting a project with maximum social returns.
Yes, sir. So here we can have a mix of qualitative as well as quantitative factors. Any project for greater good impacting multiple sectors, the marginalized communities, which one is environment friendly, as well as it is in the budget. So that will be the...
Okay. Now tell me, are you aware of the fact in the central government, what kind of accounting is being done? Is a single entry accounting system, double entry accounting system?
Sir, it's a single entry accounting system.
It's a cash-based accounting system, isn't it? It's a cash-based accounting system. Now the government of India is wanting large-scale investment from the private players, isn't it? Do you think that government should still go along with the cash-based accounting system? Because any investor will like to have a look at your balance sheet.
Yes, sir.
But there is nothing for the government to show. So what is the way out?
Sir, the reason why the government is opting for a cash-based accounting system is that the end goal is not profit for government. It is social work. That's why it is using cash-based accounting system. Although, sir, on pilot basis, government has introduced the accrual-based accounting system, and it will take some time to put it in place so that it will be more business friendly.
But don't you think there is a need for the government also to switch over from the cash-based to accrual-based?
Yes, sir, it will be a positive step.
Okay. private sector accounting concepts like cost benefit analysis, your life cycle costing and all that, they are very important,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? Should not government also adopt these principles while deciding on a project?
Yes, sir, definitely. And I believe government is adopting such principles while deciding.
Could you give us one example where the concept of your life cycle costing has been applied by the government in a government organization?
Sir, I believe in any energy generation plant, the government applies life cycle costing analysis.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Anjani, you come from Bhopal.
Yes, sir.
Bhopal has a very, a very well-known animal disease laboratory. What is the name of that and why it is significant?
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
You are not aware of this? Okay. When did the Bhopal gas tragedy happen?
Sir, on 2nd December 1984.
Okay. And what is the status of compensation to the victims?
Sir, the compensation has already been paid. The compensation amount was the penalty amount that was imposed on the company. Although, sir, along with it, government is also providing medical financial support to the victims.
So, there was some controversy about the disposal of the toxic waste from the site of the incident, and it was sent to a place near Indore, Pithampur to be precise, and the local people opposed that. Now, as a resident of Bhopal, you tell me, was it right for that toxic waste to be transported from Bhopal to Pithampur, or was it not right?
Sir, it was a very much needed step that was taken by the government. Sir, because the Union Carbide factory is not in an isolated area in Bhopal, it is in a residential area which led to contamination of soil and water. So when it was transferred to Pithampura, an industrial region in the Dhar district of Indore, it was a positive step, and the green corridor was created for transferring the material.
But what about the rights of the people of Pithampur and nearby areas? They were protesting that we have nothing to do with this. So why we should face the consequences of maybe some kind of contamination happening to the soil there?
Sir, I believe the protest was due to the lack of knowledge. The waste that has been transferred is very well treated through the process of incineration. The disposal was tested, it is non-hazardous, and then it was disposed in the landfills in a very regulated area. So there is no concern.
Okay, Anjani. Now, your father is working with police department, right? And there is, if we look at the Indian society, people fear police, but people don't respect police. Why do you think that is the case? And have you also experienced this?
Sir, coming from a police family, I have been fortunate enough to not experience this, because I believe I always had a backing of my father. But I do know that the society fears the police, doesn't respect it that well. Sir, first is the behavioral issue that the police has towards the society is the major reason. And second is, sir, the society is also not very well aware of the pressure that police has, the duties that police has to fulfill. We see that only 197 police personnel are there per 1 lakh population. So the pressure they are also.
What is the standard ratio?
I'm not aware of the standard ratio. Sir.
Okay, because we should have a comparison metric, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now Greenland is in news. Okay, and President Trump wants to have Greenland at any cost. How do you see it impacting India? Does India have anything to worry, or we are not concerned in any way?
No, sir. There are multiple reasons why India is concerned. We are ongoing the trade negotiations with the European Union, and considering all the EU countries are very much concerned about the Greenland. So that is one reason. Second, sir, the rule-based order is also disturbing, which India supports, as well as
Does India support the rules-based order?
Yes, sir.
Then why we did not criticize US action in Venezuela?
Sir, along with being idealistic, we also have to be realistic, sir. US is our strategic partner and we cannot upfront criticize it, sir, although we have commented on the incident.
Okay, my final question to you. Now, India has started engaging with Taliban, the Taliban regime. And because Taliban does not have very good equation with Pakistan, it is in India's interest to engage with Taliban. Okay. So now if you have to take a decision, okay, like suppose you have to take a decision that you have to recognize the Taliban regime or not recognize Taliban regime, right? These are the two options available to you. So which option will you choose and why?
Sir, I will choose the option that India is correctly choosing, that is engagement without recognition, sir. Since there is a lot of humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, and India being a supporter of peaceful country, so I think.
But if we are engaging, we are okay engaging, then why not endorsing Taliban regime?
Sir, it shows that India still has resistance towards the practices that they are conducting, the Taliban.
Such as?
So, like the women are not given rights, etc.
Thank you, Anjani.
Thank you, sir.
Anjani, you were part of the national integration camp. Who do you think can be credited for the integration of post-independence India?
Sir, Shri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Right. We have also constructed a statue to honor his contributions.
Yes, sir.
What is this statue called and where is it located?
Sir, Statue of Unity in Vadodara, Gujarat.
Okay. We also have constructed a statue of oneness. Where is it located?
Sorry, sir, I'll have to check.
Do you know that in whose memory this statue has been constructed? Statue of oneness?
No, sir, sorry, sir.
Okay, fine. Not a problem. Anjani, many people argue that had Sardar Patel been the first Prime Minister of India, India would have been a different country now. Do you support this view?
Sir, since I have limited knowledge on this aspect, India is a very well doing country in current times also, sir. And despite not being the Prime Minister of India after independence, Sardar Patel has contributed to a lot. Being in that position also, he would have done the same, sir.
So did he also hold any important portfolio in the then government of India?
Yes, sir. The Home Ministry was under his.
And was he also the Deputy Prime Minister?
Yes, sir.
He was, right. What do you mean by balkanization?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the
Okay,
term.
no problem. So earlier in the conversation we were talking about West Asia. So I would like to know your opinion that whatever is happening in Iran, what are its implications on India?
Yes, sir. Sir, the one positive thing is we already had very less oil trade with Iran considering all the US sanctions that was imposed. But still our trade in terms of tea and rice will be impacted because we export a lot to Iran. Second, sir, we also have Indian diaspora in Iran. That is another matter of concern. And third will be, sir, our investment in the Chahbar port.
Right. In fact, I was coming to that point only. Do you think India is falling prey to the US bullying? We invested millions of dollars in the construction of the Chahbar port, and now India has decided to walk away from that project. Although we are not stating it explicitly, but it is due to the US pressure only.
Sir, since we have a globalized economy and every country is investing in other countries, so there is always a risk that our investment will also be jeopardized if such an incident takes place. But I believe, sir, India is exercising strategic autonomy, and I don't think it will let go the Chahbar port investment, sir, since it's very important for our connectivity to the Central Asia as well. So
Okay, fine. My last question to you, since it is a widely known and accepted fact that the US is imposing a spree of sanctions on different countries, including India, do you think India has also imposed certain tariffs on the US?
Sir, I have come across the news in which India has imposed 30% tariff recently on US.
On what product?
Sir, I am unable to recall the
Sure.
name of
Thank you.
products. Thank you, sir.
Anjani, can you tell me what is twin deficit?
I'll take a moment, ma'am. Ma'am, when there is trade deficit as well as fiscal deficit at the same time, it's known as twin deficit.
So if we talk about the fiscal deficit trend in India, is it increasing or is it declining?
It's declining, ma'am. This year it is 4.8%, and for next year the target is 4.4% of GDP.
All right. So what do you think is worked in the favor for India that we are moving towards this fiscal consolidation now?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first is the rationalization of our tax system. We have GST rate rationalization, as well as we have also simplified the income tax structure by bringing new regimes so that we can bring more and more people into the tax base. Second, ma'am, since there has been tax rationalization, the consumption has also increased. Third, ma'am, we are also promoting the manufacturing sector, which has also led to more income in our economy. So these are few reasons.
Coming to these new income tax regime or income tax taxation also in general, what are the rules for cryptocurrency? Is there a tax on cryptocurrency?
Yes, ma'am, but I'll have to read more upon it, so I won't be able to comment.
Why do you think trading is allowed in cryptocurrency, even if it is not a legal tender?
Ma'am, cryptocurrency is emerging as the new currency of the world, and a lot of investment is going into it. So India is also opening up for
So what are we doing to regulate it?
Ma'am, I'm not exactly aware of the steps that is.
Have you heard the term penny drop check?
No, ma'am, I'll read upon it.
Financial Intelligence Unit.
Yes, ma'am, I have read about financial intelligence.
Can you tell me something about that?
Ma'am, it keeps a check on the money laundering activities as well as the issues regarding currency exchange.
All right. Now, earlier you were mentioning that your knowledge of budgeting is also going to help you in deciding which areas to prioritize. So, if we talk about the Union Budget of 25-26, which area got the maximum funding? Which ministry or which area?
Ma'am, if I may take a guess, I'm not very sure. The Defense Ministry, ma'am?
Correct, Defense Ministry. Now, Defense Ministry got the highest share and Education got one of the lowest shares. So, if it were to you, will you change this ratio or will you keep it as is?
Ma'am, I won't reduce the defense budget, but I will definitely try to improve the budget of education sectors, ma'am.
All right. Making it at least not one of the lowest.
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Okay. Now, you also like cooking. What do you like? What do you like to cook?
Ma'am, I like to cook Indian cuisine. I'm also trying my hand in Chinese cuisine as well.
Okay. Now, do you also agree with the fact or a very common notion that nutrition-rich food is often not tasty? For example, we have khichdi. It is rich in nutrition, but people associate it with sickness. You eat it only when you're sick. So, do you agree with this thing?
Ma'am, I don't actually agree with association. I feel that khichdi is a comfort food. There is that notion that nutritious food is not very healthy, but we don't tend to eat nutritious food, and then we have created this conception, but we can definitely make it.
So have taste
tasty.
enhancers also played a role in this thing? Using artificial taste enhancers, let's say in Chinese food?
Yes, ma'am, but that doesn't make it healthy either.
Okay. Can you name any taste enhancer that is most commonly used?
The sauces, ma'am.
Okay. And MSG?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Anjani.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Anjani.
Hello, ma'am.
We were recently talking about the Bhopal gas tragedy. Are you aware about the MC Mehta versus Union of India case?
Yes, ma'am, I've read about it.
What was the outcome of that case?
Ma'am, the polluter pay principle.
Correct. There was an aspect of absolute liability. Now, considering every company to abide by the rules of absolute liability, don't you think this is taking a hit on the ease of doing business which India can afford?
No, ma'am, I beg to differ, because when you enter in a business, your not only responsibility should be profit making, but there should be a societal return as well. So absolute liability principle is very much justified, and it is not a hindrance to ease of doing business, ma'am.
Okay, moving on to a more ethical perspective, recently there has been talks of using artificial intelligence in warfare. Now, having said that, national interest comes first, correct? So what is wrong? What is so unethical about using artificial intelligence in warfare?
Ma'am, first being the invasion of privacy can be a very big
in
reason.
warfare?
Yes, ma'am. By data theft also, it is a kind of...
Is privacy an issue for warfare?
Ma'am, if we will have the data of the residents of different country, there are many information that we can get out of it.
Are you aware of any country which has been working on these lines to induct AI in warfare?
Israel, ma'am,
Israel is using artificial intelligence. Can you tell me the name of the portal?
I'm unaware about the name, ma'am.
Okay. Are you aware about Elon Musk's X?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. What is the generative AI for X? Are you aware of the name?
Grok.
Okay. So Grok has been hired recently by the US military.
Okay, ma'am.
Correct? Now, what are the issues with this? You said privacy. Apart from that, you said
Privacy and data theft.
data theft. Apart from this, do you have any other ethical perspective?
Ma'am, since machine can also malfunction, so it can result in mass casualty without
Okay.
any human
Malfunctioning.
control.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, not an issue. You take an interest in cooking, correct? And you've already said that nutrient and taste can go together. Apart from the nutrient content, what are the other parameters of good food? Now use your 5 senses and tell me what will you say as good food.
Ma'am, first being taste.
Okay,
If I can include nutrition as well.
correct.
Hygiene.
Hygiene. Okay. Which sense does hygiene respond to?
Eyes.
Okay.
And plating as well. Good presented food.
Okay.
And ma'am, if we have to talk about senses, the skin, so it's better eating with your hand.
Okay. So the texture of the food.
Yes.
Do you
texture.
think your eyes can detect unhygienic food?
I believe so, ma'am.
How will you detect a presence of bacteria in the plate of noodles?
Ma'am, not the presence of bacteria, but I can differentiate by looking at the plating as well as from which place it is.
But the cooking can happen at very unhygienic conditions, but the plating can be made very appeasing and very beautiful.
ma'am, sometimes we also find cockroaches in the plate, so I think by that.
So that is very blatant defiance of hygiene. But hygiene doesn't restrict itself to the presence of live animals or dead animals, correct? Okay, not an issue. Let's move on to your college, Vikramaditya. Are you aware about the Vikramaदिtyas of history?
Ma'am, Chandragupta had given himself the title of Vikramaditya.
Okay. Apart from that,
Ma'am, at the moment I can only recall Chandragupta.
have you heard of the term Vikram Sambat?
Yes, ma'am. From 57 BC, after the defeat of Shakas, a new era was started by Raja
Okay, who
Vikramaditya.
defeated the Shakas?
Ma'am, Raja Vikramaditya defeated the Shakas.
Okay, so this is another Vikramaditya, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Okay, thank you, Anjani.
Anjani, you are aspiring to become a civil servant, want to join the great Indian bureaucracy. The government working decisions are generally taken on 2 thumb rules. Rule number 1 is boss is always right. Rule number 2 is even in your wisdom you think your boss is not right, follow rule number 1.
Yes.
If you are confronted with this kind of a situation, how will you react? And how will you deal with the situation?
Sir, I will walk on the path of Mission Karma Yogi, sir, role-based working. The role I have been given that holds a lot of accountability and responsibility. So, of course, I will follow the rules, but if my boss is not right, sir, I will not follow rule number 1.
In your wisdom, he may be right in absolute terms, but you think that boss is not right.
So then I will consult with him and considering his experience and expertise, if he convinces me and shows me the right path and why the reason behind his work, I'll definitely, sir, if it's moral and legal, I will support him.
Okay. Thank you very much. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Sit down, Anjani. Anjani, your interview is on
10th February.
10th Feb. And this is your first attempt, you said?
Yes, sir.
First attempt and first interview. Wonderful. So, how was your experience today?
It was good, sir. I enjoyed the whole interview.
You are an excellent candidate, I must tell you. You are a very good candidate and you tried to attempt all the questions to the best of your abilities. And that is how it should be. You see, it is a test of your personality, not the test of your knowledge per se. Knowledge has already been tested, isn't it?
Yes.
Personality, there are various aspects of personality. The first and foremost requirement, your father is already in the police service. You would have known by now that your personal integrity is of paramount importance.
Yes.
Should never ever compromise with your ethical values. That is very important. So how you will demonstrate that? The way you interact with the board members. So meaning thereby you should not give any answers based on conjectures or guesswork.
Yes, sir.
No conjectures, no surmises, absolute no as far as you are concerned. One wrong answer based on conjecture will really impact your performance.
Yes.
So that is one. Clarity of thought is there in you. Clarity of thought is there in you. But understand intent of the question. After understanding intent of the question, we try to explain to the best of our abilities. Communication skill is excellent.
Thank you.
Your social behavioral aspect also, I think it impressed us. So all the qualities are there, and the general awareness on variety of issues. The issues are galore. What kind of questions will be asked, nobody can tell you. But you are a very interesting candidate in the sense that with a tough subject like accountancy, you have cleared in the very first attempt. Some questions related to your area of working, because you worked for 1 year also.
Yes, sir.
But the area of working may be asked, I don't know, because one question is always about your auditing system in our country.
Yes, sir.
Why even after so many checks and balances, why issues, problems remain, they persist. In one way or the other, this question may be asked. Then various kind of accounting system you must be aware, so that you. And as far as government accounting is concerned, you have rightly mentioned, government is also trying to transition from the cash-based accounting to accrual, but it's a Herculean task. It can't be done in a day. There's a special organization set up for this purpose called GAZAP under the Ministry of Finance that is looking into the standards and all that. So it is an ongoing process, because reality is that today government wants investment, and any private sector will not rely on your balance sheet, which is not understandable to a private sector entity. That is the only thing. But you will be able to handle questions and some concepts, discounted cash flow, your generally just to understand whether you know or not, and some situation-based questions like how this knowledge you will apply here, there, and all that. Second thing is, your father, you said, is in the police, isn't it? Questions related to police reforms may be there.
Yes, sir.
You prepare. Even if you don't get it, it's all right, but you should be fully prepared to answer those questions. Starting from the history, Prakash Singh and all that. Why, despite Supreme Court's intervention, things have not moved to the desired levels, isn't it?
Okay, sir.
Then don't give any factually incorrect information. First statement you said that police ratio 197 per 1 lakh. That is what? That is not on rolls. That is a sanctioned strength. There is a difference between the two.
Okay.
One category, there are 5 posts are sanctioned, but only 3 are working. There is a difference. Sanctioned, you are right. So if you said sanctioned is 197, it makes sense. But if you give a straight statement that is 197, actually I'm taking the figures from books only. It says 152.
Okay, sir.
As against the sanction of 197. Then UN, the mandate is 222.
Okay, sir.
So these are factual, very factual information. So you can use with a caveat also by saying that to the best of my knowledge, it is in this range. Instead of giving one figure, you can always say a range, in the range of 197 or so. It makes, because it's not important whether you know this answer, exact number or not. It's just inconsequential. Just to understand whether you are aware of general concepts or not. The police reforms, particularly one question we have asked about how to build confidence of the people, public at large, to go to the police stations to lodge an FIR. Zero FIR, you must have community policing, you must have.
Yes.
And then those your technological innovations which are being done in the police department, a lot of technologies have taken place. So you have a general idea of all that.
Yes, sir.
One thing, when you asked a question about the Statue of Unity, you said it's in Vadodara. Is it? Is it in Vadodara?
Sir, I'll check it.
It is in Kevadia, not Vadodara. It's far away from Vadodara, about 3 hours journey from Vadodara to Kevadia district. This is in Kevadia only.
Okay, sir.
So if you don't remember, don't utter. That is the only thing. Wonderful experience. One minor irritant, it hurts your ears also. There's such a good girl, such a good performance, and how could she say like this?
Okay, sir.
So that you have to take care of that only. Otherwise, wonderful candidate. You will be getting very good marks in the personality test, no doubt about it. And if you have really done well in your mains, you'd find your name in the list of successful candidates, maybe in the IAS itself. That's what our hunch is. Wish you all the best. If you have any questions to ask, feel free to ask.
No, sir, but I'm seeing a pattern that with all the board members, somewhere with one board member, I do a blunder. And I don't know. I mean, the momentum is going good, and then there is.
It's not a blunder. It's a small. If you start reflecting, suppose if I ask you a question, collect your thoughts for a while, 5 seconds.
Okay.
And try to understand. Keep your cool, maintain your composure. Body language should be positive. And once you are cool, composed, calm, ideas will flow automatically. And you have read everything. It's not that you haven't read. Just you have to collect your thoughts and state in a manner which is very crisp, very focused, and pleasing to ears. That's the only thing. And then the battle is won. No problem. In spite of all this, if you ask me, I'll give you a very good score. Very good score. So don't bother about that. But there's no end to learning new things. There's no end to gaining knowledge. Knowledge is always work in progress. So work on that, and God willing, you will get success in the very first attempt. All the best to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.